Gentleman yields back. I now represent the gentleman from Mississippi, Mr. Guest, for 5 minutes of questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To our witnesses, thank you for being here today. Thank you for your service to your communities. Before I begin, I would like to issue my condolences to the family of Sarah Beckstrom, who passed away just over a week ago as she was patrolling the grounds outside of the White House and what can be described as nothing more than a premeditated attack from the gunman in that case. And also, I want the family of Andrew Wolf to know that our prayers are with him as he tries to recover from the gunshot wound that he suffered. I think that highlights the reason that we're here today. The attack that we saw after this hearing had been announced, but before these witnesses were convened today, of the animosity that we see toward law enforcement. And look, we can point to other incidents. It's not just the attack that we saw in Washington, D.C. Just looking back over the 6 months, we saw on July 4th the attack at the Prairie View ICE detention facility, in which we had an officer who was killed, an officer who was struck in the neck, and we had 9 individuals who have been indicted for their attack on that facility. We know that less than a week later, there was an attack on a U.S. Border Patrol facility in McAllen, Texas. We know that on September 24th, there was an attack at a Dallas facility, an ICE detention center, in which we had 3 detainees who were shot, 2 of which died. And so we have a track record, we have a history of looking and seeing that what we are talking about is extremely important. We have individual acts that can back up the reason for this hearing. Now, Mr. Hughes, Mr. Thompson, and Mr. Yost, each of you in your opening statement and your written statement, you talk about the rhetoric that is being used. I will summarize very quickly, just take out bits and pieces of your testimony. Mr. Hughes, you say that the rise in targeted violence and the corrosive rhetoric directed at public servants have created an atmosphere that jeopardize officer safety and erode public trust. Mr. Thompson, you say violence against law enforcement is rising sharply in record high assaults and officer shooting. This trend is fueled by growing anti-law enforcement rhetoric. Mr. Yost, you say the same thing. You talk about violent and hateful rhetoric, if left unchallenged, leads to physical violence, and that we have seen it happen on a widespread basis in the profession of law enforcement. And so I want to, for just a second, I want to talk about some of those statements. We can talk about those in abstract, but I want to talk about those and some of the statements that I found in doing a very brief research on this topic. Governor Pritzker claimed the country is becoming Nazi Germany because ICE is grabbing people off the street and disappearing them. Representative Crockett compared ICE to slave patrols. Representative Garcia referred to ICE as thugs. Representative Ramirez attacked ICE as a terror force and later referred to ICE as a terrorist organization. Representative Jayapal called ICE agents deranged and said it's inspiring to obstruct immigration enforcement. Governor Walz smeared ICE agents as modern-day Gestapo. Chicago Mayor Johnson accused secret police of terrorizing our community. Representative Lynch referred to ICE agents as the Gestapo and nondescript thugs. And Representative Frost compared ICE operations to some of the worst horrors and crimes against humanity in history. And so to you, Mr. Hughes, Mr. Thompson, and Mr. Yost, are these the statements that you are referring to? And do these statements, in fact, place law enforcement officers' lives in jeopardy? Do you believe that they place lives in jeopardy? Mr. Hughes? Just yes or no. My time is short.
Mr. Chairman, all statements that are anti-rhetoric against police officers place officers in safety.
Mr. Thompson?
They are.
And Mr. Yost?
Absolutely, these and more, and I will say that you don't get to throw fuel on a fire and curse the very flames that you create.
Thank you. And then, Mr. Hodges, I also read your statement, and there's a statement that you made, the next to last paragraph of your statement. It says, the fact of the matter is that right now in the United States of America, there is a secret police force abducting people on the color of their skin and sending many of them via state-sponsored human trafficking to extraterritorial concentration camps. Mr. Hodges, I will tell you that that is a statement that I find extremely troubling and that I could not disagree with more. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I'm out of time and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Now recognize the gentleman from California, Mr. Correa, for